Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we're going to be talking about how stacked PSVR2 is for the rest of 2024. From games that are coming up very soon in the month of October to games that are coming a bit later on, and some of which are unconfirmed, just a 2024 release date, let's take a look at some of the PSVR2 games that you should be excited for the rest of the year, because we have some big hitters coming out and some games that have just been announced. Forgive my voice as well, I'm a little bit under the weather, however that's not going to stop me. Let's talk about some PSVR2 games you should be excited for. First up, we got to talk about Behemoth. This is Skydance's latest game, which is essentially a mix of Dark Souls, Saints and Sinners, and Shadow of the Colossus. You'll make your way through a massive linear narrative campaign, battling it against humans and other deranged enemies until you come up to a couple of boss fights against the Behemoths, massive hulking creatures that roam across the lands. They'll task you with climbing them and taking them out. I got to demo this one earlier this year and it's utterly fantastic, and I can confirm I did do my testing on a PSVR2, and that version of the game looks stunning and played really well with a load of haptic features included. The story will see you trying to uncover the source of basically rot and decay in the village that you come from, with a campaign that has some serious length to it. Really excited to get my hands on this one. This is going to be one of the big hitters and probably my most anticipated game for the rest of the year. Who can forget though Gaijin Entertainment's Aces of Thunder, a War Thunder spin-off that we've not really heard too much about since its reveal. We've had a couple of videos come out about it and a couple of press releases, but this is a World War II flight sim with the same accurate handling and modelling as the War Thunder flat screen games, allowing you to take on both single player and multiplayer battles in the skies of World War II. Everything seems on point for this to be an incredible flight simulator game, with proper controller support, hopefully support for HOTAS as well. Some fantastic visuals and visceral dogfights. I cannot wait to play this one, but this is one of the ones where it's a little bit unconfirmed when it's actually coming out. It's just placed in 2024, so we'll have to wait and see. Following on the theme of games beginning with A, we have not too far in the future the Arizona Sunshine remake. If you loved Arizona Sunshine 2, but the not so well-aged nature of the original put you off playing that game, this is bringing the original game up to speed with the sequel, meaning that they pretty much can go hand in hand and you can play them back to back without really any drop in quality. Vertigo Games really have their work cut out for them at the end of this year because of the remake and our next game on the list, which we'll talk about in a second. But from the previews, this seems to be a fantastic remake of the original, and I think will sell quite well, especially with the fact that there's an upgrade if you own the original version. As I just said, Vertigo are pretty stacked with their lineup, and one of the other games that's coming along is Metro. Metro Awakening is a prequel to the Metro series, which is very beloved on the flat screen, and I really do love it myself as well, putting you in the shoes of Khan, a man looking for his missing wife and family. Bringing all the locales, enemies and weapons from the flat screen games, this seems to be the perfect VR adaptation to any series that any flat screen fan would want. Everything's being brought over to a very faithful degree, and I cannot wait to get stuck into this one because I've been dying for a proper narrative PSVR2 game for a while, and we're getting loads at the end of this year, including Metro, one of my favourite flat screen games. Let's hope the VR game lives up to the hype and the expectations. Of course, you can forget Hitman VR World of Assassination. Hitman 1, 2 and 3 are all coming to PSVR2. This is hopefully going to be a good port. I know Hitman's had a bit of a spotty history in the past in terms of VR ports, especially with the new Quest one that's very fresh in the mind. But they're promising proper PSVR2 features here, picture-in-picture scopes, haptic triggers, real VR interactions, reloads and opening doors and everything like that. And this should be the definitive way to play Hitman. And the best part is, if you already own Hitman, on the flat screen, it'll be a £10 or $10 upgrade for the VR pack. So you've got no excuse. If you own the game, this is going to be one of the easiest upgrades of your life. We also have Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate still pinned for the end of October. This one has been delayed a couple times, but from the incredible visuals and the time-spanning nature of this, it's been cooking for a while, and I can see why it's taking so long. This puzzle-focused narrative adventure will take you across different timelines and time periods, as you embody several different people to complete one main goal. If you played the original Wanderer on PSVR 1, you'll know what you're getting into here, but the remake is taking everything and turning it up to 11 on the visual side of things and the interactions, creating a whole new plugin called VRAF, which can also act as a baseline for future VR games, which is awesome. A lot is riding on Wanderer, and I hope it sells well, and is a great PSVR 2 port too. Who can forget as well, at the same time, Phasmophobia is coming out in October at the end of this month with the Halloween event. It's one we've been waiting for on PSVR 2 and is also such relief that it is coming to PSVR 2. Phasmophobia is not just a PSVR 2 game, but is also an Xbox and PS5 and PC flat game as well, meaning that if you want to play with your friends on the flat screen while you're in VR, say similarly to the Lethal Company mod or Rec Room or other games like that, this is another game where you can do that. So if you fancy ghost hunting with up to 3 of your friends, With proximity chat and some of the scariest experiences you can have in VR, look forward to this one coming out at the end of October. Ghost of Tabor is still pinned for 2024 as well. I'm assuming with the next wipe it will probably come around, but as of recording we have no real word about when this is coming out. But this is the extraction shooter that everybody's been waiting for in the FPS community on PSVR2, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. It's great on PC, I'm sure the port will be great on PSVR2 if VR Monkey are helping it, because they always do good ports. And with full crossplay, this will guarantee full lobbies and a load of tension to be had in this extraction shooter. One big release near the end of the year is also Alien Rogue Incursion. If you want to be placed in the Aliens universe holding a pulse rifle and motion tracker while trying to track down aliens and kill them, then this is the game for you. We're unclear about real story specifics on how long this is going to take, and there have been some roguelike words thrown around, although this isn't a roguelike, I'm fairly sure. What we are sure of though is that the game looks stunning, the aliens look terrifying as always, and I'm never going to turn down a VR game set in this universe, so I'm really looking forward to it. And the last minute addition to this video is Subside. This is the underwater exploration game, a bit like the original PSVR Worlds, which I really find this reminiscent of. Kana, I think their name is the developer, speaking on Twitter, said that the game is now running on PSVR2 at 90Hz unreprojected, and this is footage of it, and hopefully it will be released by the end of the year. Really exciting one, I cannot wait to get my hands on this. It looks utterly fantastic, and the PCVR community have loved it since it's come out over on Steam. And lastly, a game just announced a couple of days ago is Starship Troopers Continuum. This is a 3-player Starship Troopers online roguelike shooter where you jump in as a squad, shooting against endless waves of bugs in PvE missions, a bit like Helldivers, progressing through the game, collecting resources, upgrading your equipment, and unlocking powerful perks to increase your chances against deadly enemies. But if your team goes down, you have to start from the beginning again, really adding to that mobile infantry feel of Starship Troopers, as you'll die and have to be a new trooper. The game makes use of PSVR2 exclusive features like adaptive triggers and headset rumble, and eye-tracked foveated rendering, making this an unforgettable Starship Troopers experience that I'm really excited for coming November 1st. Are there any other games that you guys are really excited for on PSVR2 for the rest of the year? I know these are just some of my favourite ones that I'm really looking forward to. Please do let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members: Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Azit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Heavy Pickle, Jen007, A License to Chill, Sun, WTF, Fat Controllers, The Game Cat, Andrew, Aaron Wright, Jason Barker, Lamar, Hall, Jordy Bansma, Lemon64K, Outcast VR, Prophecy777, Gundy, and Salvador. Thank you all for watching once again, and I hope to see you all in the next one.